Welcome back. We are zeroing in on the spending package this morning. A new op-ed in the Journal calls out President Biden for this infrastructure plan, calling it the Green New Deal in disguise. This is something I've been raising now for the last several days. The Journal is referencing Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who's been pushing these far-left policies on climate change. The Journal writes this: no wonder Ms. Cortez is elated. Her climate dreams are coming true, and all under the false front of infrastructure. Joining us right now is Campus Reform Fellow and former U.S. Department of Education Press Secretary Angela Morabito, with us all morning, along with Dagen. You know, Dagen, I just want to read one more comment from Larry Lindsay. I've been reporting on his research, and he sent this weeks ago saying it's not infrastructure, it's the Green New Deal. And he says that Biden's incremental steps toward the Green New Deal started on January 20th with his executive order that the Yale Climate Connection said adheres closely to its framework. The order called for carbon-free electricity by 2035, zero emissions for government vehicles, and a climate corps providing 3 million jobs to young climate crusaders. This bill, Dagen, begins to fund all of these initiatives. Your reaction?
When Joe Biden said in a debate in October against President Trump, we will transition away from the oil industry, he meant it. The Journal explains in its editorial that this infrastructure plan is focused on getting rid of fossil fuels through federal spending, subsidies, and regulation. And the Journal carefully goes through the plan. One of the biggest initiatives is the Energy Efficiency and Clean Electricity Standard, which would force states and utilities to phase out fossil fuels. Who will be enriched by all this money, the green energy subsidies and tax credits? It will be large corporations and billionaires, many of whom have already invested in they're the biggest green energy investors, say hedge funds and tech companies. One of the things that I find shocking, 2% of all vehicle sales in the United States are electric. Only 2% of car and truck buyers buy electric vehicles. So what does this plan do? It takes $100 billion to add additional tax credits to get people to buy cars that they, one, don't want to buy, and two, are too expensive. So, tens of billions more in setting up electric charging stations. I just want the Journal wraps up with this. This plan kills jobs, and it will ultimately kill more jobs in oil and natural gas and other industries that it will create through green energy. And it admits that because there's a $40 billion dislocated workers program in this thing, $10 billion civilian climate corps, as you were pointing out. It's an admission that it will destroy jobs and high-paying jobs. At the end of the day, that's where it leaves us.
Yep, and Angela, it's a full, more than half of this entire bill is being directed and devoted to carbon dioxide-related issues. That's going to mean higher costs for companies. That's going to mean job cuts, not job gains, as Pete Buttigieg is selling.
That's right. And when we talk about how much of this spending plan, and it is a spending plan, not an infrastructure plan, goes to carbon dioxide, they're literally trying to create infrastructure out of thin air. It's remarkable. And if we can talk about this Youth Climate Corps for a minute, Biden must not have much faith in his own plan if he believes he needs to draft a bunch of young Americans into a group that will, propagate these ideas and enforce what they want to accomplish with this plan. He's going to create an army of young Greta Thunbergs, and I don't understand how this benefits the country or the economy at all.
Yeah, well, I don't know that they care about that. We're going to keep watching this.
Can I say one quick
go ahead,
thing?
Dagen, final word there.
Why are they doing this? The United States has the lowest per capita emissions since 1950. Our emissions are back broadly to where they were in the early 90s. Why? I'll just leave it at that.
Power?
Yeah,
How about I just throw that word out there? Is it power?
That's why they get into that
racket. This obsession with holding on to power?
Yep, it is, exactly.